this is the Thames Clipper, operated by Uber. So you can get an Uber boat from one side of London to the other. It's a bit more expensive than the underground, but I think it's worth it once when you're coming here. Did you know there was a boat that goes all the way from one side of London in the east right to the west? That's what I'm going for today, and I'll take you with me. It passes the main sites of London along the ancient River Thames. The problem is I can't find it. I'm in Canary Wharf, which is where the route starts, but I can't find the stop. Across the river there's a boat for the Doubletree Hilton in Canary Wharf, and the boat goes from this pier just across the river, a 30-second journey across to the Doubletree Hilton Docklands. So I went to the ticket machine to try and find a ticket, and it was showing £17. Then I realised that you can actually use tap and go like on the London Underground, and it's significantly cheaper than this. So you don't actually need to use this machine when you first arrive at the jetty. This is the Uber boat route. Pause the video here to view it more. When you get on the boat, you walk through this indoor seating area and you can sit on a few seats outside. It wasn't long before we left and headed off from Canary Wharf towards central London, and then eventually to the far west of London towards Putney. Well, I firstly need to apologise. You'll see me talking to camera, but just my luck, my microphone decided it wasn't going to pick up my voice because the engine was so loud. So in our wake you can see the skyscrapers of Canary Wharf, including the big bank and accountancy companies, and to the right of the boat you can see the luxury apartments and river houses as we progress away from Canary Wharf. So we are now coming into the City of London and Tower Bridge, which is one of the London's most famous landmarks, completed in 1894. Its bascules, those huge movable platforms, can raise in just 3 minutes to allow boats to pass underneath. Did you know that the high-level walkways were once closed due to lack of use? Now they're open with stunning views of the city, and even more stunning views of this building that we're seeing here. This is the world famous, probably the most famous building in London, the Tower of London. The Tower of London was originally built by William the Conqueror in 1066, and it's one of the UK's most historic landmarks. It was once a royal palace, a prison, even a zoo in the Tudor times. It's now home to the Crown Jewels and the famous yeoman warders or the beefeaters in their red costumes and black hats. Imagine what this building has seen: royal executions to ghostly legends of princes haunting the grounds. The tower's walls have witnessed over 900 years of history. So just coming into view now is the eastbound Uber boat heading back from Putney towards Canary Wharf and eventually on towards Greenwich in the far east of the outer edge of London. So just coming into view over my shoulder is the Shard building, standing at 310 metres tall. It's the tallest building in the UK and a modern symbol of the new London. So it was opened in 2012 and it's 95 floors high. It's got luxury restaurants and a hotel with an observation deck offering stunning views over the city and well worth a visit, if a little bit expensive. As we pass by the original historic city of London in the background, let me tell you a bit about the Uber boats. So the Uber boats by Thames Clippers is a modern version of the historic river transport that used to go up and down the River Thames. The routes go back to 1999 for this particular service, when the Thames Clipper was launched to connect East London with central locations, and it's quickly become a key part of the city's transport network. Over the years, the fleet has grown. This particular boat I'm on is now fully electric, and in 2020, the Thames Clipper partnered with Uber to offer a new way to travel up and down the Thames, from Greenwich to Putney, providing a scenic and reliable option for commuters and tourists alike. Thames Clipper is relatively expensive compared to the underground, so prices typically range, so one-way prices between £5.70 and £8.70 for adults, depending on how many zones you travel through. Children usually get half-price ticket. If you pay with Oyster or contactless payment, you get 10% off. Or you can do unlimited travel for the day for £21.50 for adults and £10.75 for children. Or if you want to take 2 adults and 3 children, it's £43 for the day. I will put the prices at the end of the video. So I can't actually remember what I was saying here, but I'm sure it was really interesting and full of facts. But I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you to subscribe to this channel and like this video. It really helps me, and if you haven't followed my Instagram, it's on the screen now. Please follow that channel as well. You've got the South Bank on the right of the screen, and there's one more bridge before we come to the most important building in London, and that is the Palace of Westminster. The Palace of Westminster, and you can just about make out the tower, the famous Big Ben coming into view. The Palace of Westminster stood on the banks of the River Thames, and it's an iconic symbol of British democracy. It actually dates back to the 11th century, when it was originally built as a royal residence for King Edward the Confessor. But after a devastating fire in 1834, the palace was rebuilt in a stunning Gothic revival style, the style that we know today. It was damaged in the Second World War, and Prince Albert, so Queen Victoria's husband, had a hand in designing some of the building as well. It's now home to the Houses of Parliament. It's where British laws are debated and passed, and from the bells of Big Ben, you can hear the bell ringing across London. Today, it is a symbol of democracy around the world. you'll be able to see it lit up in all of its glory. Not many people get to see the Palace of Westminster this close up from the river. If you're on the boat, it's hard to see on this video, but if you're on the boat, you can see the MPs and lords stood along the river just outside of the palace. So there's an inside and an outside to the boat. The inside is considerably quieter, but a lot busier. The seating is very much like on a ferry. And soon we were pulling up to the stop in Battersea. The driver of the boat seemed to overshoot the pontoon, and the man opening the gate got a little bit irate at the driver. There we go. But we finally got there, and the boat was able to dock slightly ahead of schedule, actually. So when you disembark, you have to remember to tap your card like you would on the underground, otherwise you'll be charged a fine. So I decided to get off a couple of stops before Putney, because I've never been to Battersea before. This is the old Battersea power station that is now luxury apartments. Most of them are owned by Emirati and Kuwaiti investors and Saudis, I think. But I thought I would stop here. The rest of the journey towards Putney is mainly just river with a few posh houses along the way. But I thought I would come and see what Battersea is like. So this is Battersea Point 2. So this is the remodelled accommodation, hotel, shopping centre, all in one in Battersea. It looks quite nice, and it's quite a quiet area too. So I'm going to try and find my way back to the underground station. So it was really quiet in Battersea. It was about 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, but there weren't many people around, and it was quite dark. There weren't many bright street lights in this part of Battersea either. So I think I'm going the right way here. Like I said, I've never been here before. I haven't got a clue where I am, other than Battersea Power Station is on my right. I'm assuming there's an underground station somewhere near here. Place does not look like London at all. I'd say this was more like, I don't know, maybe Los Angeles, maybe a part of New York. It does not look like the London that I know. So I finally managed to find Battersea Power Station Underground. So I am going to make my way back into central London, and I'll get a few snacks before I go to my hotel, and I will sum up what it was like on the Uber boat, the Thames Clipper, travelling through the heart of London along the ancient River Thames.
If you are traveling with luggage or a pushchair or a dog, please use the lifts which are available to all areas.
So to get onto the London Underground, you need to tap your card just like on the Uber boat. But importantly, the Uber boat is not included in the day cap. So there is a maximum charge per day, depending on which zones you visit. The Uber boat is not included in that cap. So if you use the Underground and the boat, you'll have to pay twice. So my hotel is 10 minutes walk from Charing Cross, so I will be getting the Edgware train. 12-minute wait apparently. It's supposed to be every 6 minutes, so I don't know why it's 12 minutes. So you can hear the clip-clopping of shoes behind me. It was very disconcerting in an empty station like this at night.
To all areas of the station.
Please ensure you have
So I'm back at my hotel. I'm staying at the Strand Palace Hotel in central London, just a short walk from Westminster and Whitehall. It has over 700 rooms. It's a massive hotel. I was going to do a review of the hotel, but it is really busy. It's really difficult to film. And you just can't move for, I think there's a conference happening or a show at one of the nearby theatres, so it's not really suitable for filming. But anyway, what did I think of the Uber boat from Canary Wharf that goes all the way through to Putney in West London? But I got off at Battersea because I needed to get back, and that was the easiest underground station to get to from the boat. I think it's a great way to see London. It is a good opportunity to see the sights of London from a different angle. Usually you would never get to see Westminster Palace from the water. You'd never get to go that close to the actual building unless you're invited in. It's quite refreshing to see different angles and different views of London without the crowds of tourists. When I was on the Uber boat, there were probably 3 or 4 people sat outside and maybe 7 inside. The boat apparently it can hold 200 people. I'm a bit dubious about that, but you definitely don't have to push through crowds to see the top sites like the Tower of London, Tower Bridge, all of the City of London sites, and the Palace of Westminster. So I think it cost me £7.90 for the one-way trip, compared to £4, between £4 and £5 for the underground for the same distance. It isn't the cheapest, but I'd say at least try doing it once while you're in London. I'd recommend going all the way from Canary Wharf, which is where the RB6 is the route. RB6 starts, and then decide where you want to get off. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed the nighttime views of London from the ancient River Thames. Let me know if you would like to take that boat, or you have done. Especially in winter, I'd be interested to know what it's like in the dead of winter. Would you sit outside in -10 going through London? But yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, tell your friends and family about this, and help me to grow my channel. But until the next video, thanks for watching. Bye.